here today. Let's give a warm welcome to Louis Navellier. Let's go ahead and bring him on. Louis, good morning. Happy Thursday. How are you doing here today?
I'm good.
All right. I just want to get right into it. First of all, I can't thank you enough for joining us. I do quote you all the time. I follow a lot of your quotes here. We do that here on the show. I'm just going to ask you right off the bat here. What is your economic and market outlook right now?
It's fine. I think the worries over consumer sentiment might have been weather related, and because January and February were tough months for the weather. Everybody cheers up in the spring, so I think we'll see that improve. I will add, though, the Conference Board is a very good, legitimate survey. So I definitely need to see that turn up after two down months. But I would add that manufacturing turned up according to ISM. If we get peace in the world, that's going to be explosive for GDP growth. So we could even briefly hit 5%. We won't be able to sustain it. So I think things are good. Earnings have been wonderful. I mean, sales are up over 8 on the S&P. Earnings are up over 16. We're going to have double-digit earnings growth for the rest of the year. It's just time to be happy. You know, Navellier was obviously the grand finale. A couple other stocks going to announce like Costco, but it's been a stunning earnings announcement season, and this has been a phenomenal week for me because I've had a lot of stocks pop in the wake of their earnings.
Okay, that's awesome. Can you talk about some of your favorite stocks for 2025?
Well, I mean, in full disclosure, my largest holdings are Navellier and Supermicro. So obviously I'm obsessed with those. You want to expand beyond those two AI stocks. I would look at the infrastructure stocks, building out the grid. One that announced this week was MCOR. Another one that announced the previous week was Quanta Services, PWR. I like independent power producers like Vertiv, VRT. I would add that one that I really like on the power side is, well, there's two of them, AGX and PSIX. Those are more smaller cap, more erratic, but a much more upside potential. As far as AI expansion, you know, you saw Planetary Technologies got hit. It's a good buy on this pullback. AppLovin, of course, got hit by the short sellers yesterday. Another phenomenal buy. AppLovin has the potential to be the next TikTok. I'm sure they're going to do a deal with TikTok at U.S. ownership because, you know, that's where the president's dance is, you know, on TikTok. So I'm sure he wants that out there.
Actually, that's a really good point. I didn't even think about that. AppLovin, we were trading yesterday on that move. So it's good to hear that. Your model that looks for stocks, can you tell me what it looks for in a stock? Like what makes a really good stock to you?
Well, first of all, we like high alpha stocks. So what a high alpha stock is a stock that zigs when the market zags. So we like high alpha, low beta, low standard deviation. And that's our quant model. And then we have an 8-factor fundamental model based on sales growth, margin expansion, earnings stability, earnings momentum, cash flow, return equity, balanced earnings revisions, earnings surprises. So essentially, you know, our average stock's got over 20% sales growth. It's got over 58% earnings growth. Again, earnings are growing faster than sales from margin expansion. That margin creates a lot of earnings surprises. But we also count on the analyst community revising our estimates higher, creating this perpetual motion underneath our stocks. Typically, we'll hold stocks for 4 to 5 quarters and get long-term gains. But we have found ourselves in a conundrum where, you know, it's we got a lot of embedded capital gains, and we're a little careful to sell because we don't want to pay all the taxes. And we love monopolies. You know, another good example would be Lilly with the weight loss drugs.
Okay, real good stuff there. Let me ask you, how did you find your model in the first place? How did you kind of stumble across all of this?
Well, that's a kind of a long story. I've explained it in my books, but essentially in the late 70s, I was helping build index products for Wells Fargo. They came to my college and made us do all the hard programming they needed. This is when everything was on mainframes and it was C programming. And you know, I was in the Berkeley area and I was taught that markets are efficient. We can never beat them. And so let's devise these new tracking models to track the market. They had passed a law called ERISA and we were trying to match the market. Anyway, I figured I needed 332 stocks to mirror the market. I'm a beta of one and all that stuff. But what happened is I was a failure. My models kept beating the market. So I learned I was lied to. There are anomalies and inefficiencies out there. And I set out to document alpha existed. And that's what led me to publishing. I've been publishing ever since. All our research is online, free now in the public domain through my publisher investor place or through my management company at Navellier.com. So we give all our research away free. And we think if you index, you're basically a loser. So we don't want you to do that.
Question here was that do you believe that growth is over for some of the more speculative themes like drone, space, quantum, and nuclear?
I don't have any nuclear stocks. I mean, you can buy a CCJ if you want to play the fuel thing, but I don't buy things unless they earn money. So yeah, I don't have any of the small modular reactor companies. I would add that as far as quantum computing goes, you were talking before I got on about IO and Q. They have the strongest sales growth, but as Jensen pointed out, quantum computing is 15 to 30 years away from profitability. So the safest way to play quantum computing is NVIDIA with its quantum cloud simulator. Of course, Google, Amazon, Microsoft all have quantum chips. But I think NVIDIA is the safest way to play it. All these other companies like IonQ are trying to figure out how to package quid bits so they can do the cloud computing on with ones and zeros on the quantum stuff. But I'm not really a big theme guy. I'm like, what have you done for me lately guy. I happen to have 2 egg stocks because there's egg inflation. Calpine and Vital Farms. Vital Farms, I think, announces today, by the way. I count on earnings to drop kick and drive the stocks higher. So I will buy them as long as they're earning money. I will fight the short sellers like crazy. A lot of our stocks do attract shorts. A good one is a good example is Sezzle. Sezzle just squeeze the shorts. So I enjoy squeezing shorts and fighting with those guys. So.
Okay, that's good. You're in the right spot if that's the case. I'll tell you that much. And regarding the whole quantum thing there, that's kind of been the back and forth. How close are we? I know Jensen was saying 15 to 30 years. We had the D-Wave CEO saying that we're doing it right now and Jensen's wrong, and there seems to be a battle there. I'm on the same side as you. I still think it's kind of far away, and I think some of those opportunities, we have plenty of time to take a look at some of those. On the international side, where do you see the most growth in emerging markets? Which countries should we be paying attention to?
I don't.
Okay, so U.S. then.
Everybody's in a recession except for us. I mean, the growth in Asia is very weak. Thailand just cut their rates this week. China's rates, bond yields fell below Japan. We think China is going to be the next Japan with rates at or near zero. They have huge demographic problems in Asia. Japan has the highest birth rate of any country in Asia. You go over to Europe, let's see, Britain's in recession, France is in recession, Germany's in recession. Even Mexico went negative last quarter. So we're the oasis for the world. We're food and energy independent. Obviously, what Trump, Howard Lincoln want to do is they want to onshore as much as possible. So, when they're negotiating country by country, it's pretty simple. They're going to say, okay, you German auto manufacturers, as long as you plan to open up plants in America, we'll give you all the work visas to move your workers here, because you can't exist anymore because your power is 4 times what it costs in America. So why don't you just move all your operations over here and we'll facilitate it. And of course, our states are fighting to throw bonuses at them and all that stuff. That's the other thing that really makes America great. Not only food and energy independent, we got better demographics, we assimilate our immigrants. We got here, but our states compete with each other, and that creates a very, very unique framework and a very positive business environment, no matter who we elect.
Okay, awesome stuff there. How attractive do you I guess you kind of touched on this with the emerging markets answer there, but how attractive do you think growth stocks will be in 2025 on a quarter-over-quarter basis? We have a lot of talk going on right now as the market feels frothy. Maybe we're at the highs. Maybe there's a growth scare going on. What do you think about the attractiveness of growth stocks in 2025?
Well, I don't mind paying premiums for the NVIDIAs, which are monopolies. If you look at microcomputer. It's trading a single-digit forecasted PE ratio. My average small cap stock is trading only 4.9 times next year's estimated earnings. So there's not a valuation problem. It's mostly around the Magnificent Seven.
Mm-hmm.
But when I look at the Magnificent Seven, I only own NVIDIA and 499 other stocks. So I haven't invested heavily in the Magnificent Seven outside of NVIDIA.
Okay. And then the last thing that I have here for you is the current weakness in Bitcoin a long-term buying opportunity?
Well, obviously it's been legitimized. When you go to pay somebody on Venmo, you can pay them in cash or Bitcoin. And
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of the contractors and the underground economy loves the crypto. It's I don't recommend crypto, but obviously it's been legitimized. It's not going away. And Trump wants us to be the crypto leader. I just think the pullback's just normal profit taking.
Okay. Real good stuff. Louis, where can people find more of your content? Navellier.com, anywhere else?
Navellier.com is the management company. NavellierGrowth.com is the publisher. Both sites have free newsletters. Navellier.com, it's called Market Mill. And then we have Market 360 on NavellierGrowth.com. So sign up for the free letters, use the free databases. We're here to empower people, and please take advantage of our research.
Okay, awesome. I would definitely second that. I know a lot of people in our community definitely take advantage of your research, and they speak very highly of it. Thank you very much for joining us here this morning. I can't wait to have you back.
Take care.